think I was so upset because I think I felt like I wasted my time, especially during COVID, when other management was going on vacation, doing this, that, and the other. And my mom had said like, oh, I'll buy your ticket, like come out. This was before I had Theodore. I could have just gone, and I didn't for the sake of McLeod's. And like, what has that gotten me? So McLeod, no, just kidding. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. We got the Corona shirt on. You already know what it means. We're talking about it. I've been trying to avoid making this video. I tried to wear McLeod's shirt for the video. It just didn't feel right. It just was not the vibe. We are going to be talking about what I've learned working in the restaurant industry for 5 years and leaving one of my most favorite jobs in the world, and why I will never work in the restaurant industry ever again. If you guys do like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. After a time of not being in McLeod's, it's just like, I don't even care anymore, which is really like up and sad, but it's just like, it's more of like a numbing feeling to where after time you learn, time can heal anything in this world, Lord knows. After time, I just like stopped like feeling like it mattered so much. Like, it's not that big of a deal if they don't care about, you know, my well-being, because none of those people are entitled to that. They don't have to care about my well-being, like, and vice versa. It was really frustrating because like working there 5 years, and there were multiple employees who had felt the same treatment that I did, which is, it's kind of selfish of me because I had thought that, you know, oh, woe is me. Like, I should be moved up because of the fact that I have been working at this company for so long. But like, and there were some new people that wanted that same thing. Like, they wanted to be moved up to being a server because they've been hosting for 2 years, you know what I mean? Or for 1.5 years, however long. Not only for me, but even for them, how frustrating is it that it's so stagnant of a position that, because you're so comfortable with someone's work ethic and what they do for your business, you're going to leave them at the same position that they're at. That is what the part that would frustrate me, and like, it would sit with me and sit with me. And so our bartenders and before it was like, oh, you can't say, you know, how much they make because like all of the other, you know, employees are gonna get upset. Like, should I buy them out? Like, it doesn't matter. As a server, I would make 100 to like, and it was wishful thinking to make 150. If we were taking a party, like, yeah, it's the upwards of like 300. It just depends. Bartenders were guaranteed you're at least leaving with most Friday and Saturday nights, you know, you're leaving with and it depends on how many bartenders you have. Really good money though. What was frustrating is that the people that got to bartend were never swapped out. It was only swapped out for someone who got in a raise and he ended up getting the management position, which is like cool, but it also is frustrating that like, not only just me, but even Caden, if Caden wanted to do that, which I don't think he would. But like, we have been there for these 6 years, I want to say, and I was 5 years. So for being with the company for that long and not getting asked to be in that position, and you having someone who's been with the company for about 1 year and some change, like, oh, that's going to be the assistant manager. It was annoying, and it will sit with you, and then when it just all builds up, you know, and everyone has their boiling point, I just got so frustrated and burnt out. And it's not me having to explain this to anyone. It doesn't matter if anyone from McLeod's heard it. I don't give a honestly. I think that it was like, it had to be all or nothing. And that's the thing that frustrates me the most. And I told myself after I talked about it, online, I would never talk about it again. I wouldn't let it make me upset anymore. Anyone doing, you know, your 9 to 5, you're doing your 40 hours a week. Okay, cool. And then to be thrown another 4 days, you have to do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday with the second job, you know, which those hours total to about another 30 hours, you know, and then also you're doing it for tips. And so when you do a 5-hour shift and you're leaving with 30 bucks, like what sense does that make? But then the bartenders get to come in for, you know, X amount of hours and then leave with like, it's like, it gets to you. You've been working with a company for so long, you would think that you would be able to get a spot doing that. And especially when you have a second job, or now you have a main job, you know what I mean? You have your Monday through Friday. So why would you put me at work, you know, 4 days when it just makes sense to only do 2? Because everyone else gets that treatment of like, oh, you can have your main Monday through Friday job, and then, you know, on the weekends you come into McLeod's and it's only 2 shifts for the weekend. Like, everybody else gets that treatment, but when I tried it, it wasn't doable. Like, we couldn't have that because I would be missed too much. Like, I needed to be there. It was frustrating because, like, then I didn't see how, like, toxic it was to just leave me stagnant. Like, that was I think that was the mentality. And maybe it was, like, I'm just reading it wrong. If you are going to, like, let other people, you know, do 2 shifts and then work their 40-hour work week at their main job, you know, you would think that someone who had been with the company for 5 years would be able to get that same luxury. So to not be able to get that, and I put in over triple the time of these other people that get that luxury, it's really frustrating and weird. Yeah, you think that you're investing this time so that you can be appreciated, given opportunity for advancement, and to, if a position is opening up and you've been working your position for a while, like, you would think that management would come up to you and be like, hey, like, you know what, you've been a great server, came in on your off days, you came in to cover other people's asses. I think that you should have this position, instead of giving it to someone who is like, as soon as he gets the position, oh, like, well, on top of that, I want to raise like this, that, and the other. Like, it's a joke to me. Don't know. And that's not the sole thing that like pushed me to wanting to find something better, but it was one of the biggest reasons. You know, there was this thing I wanted to do, it was karaoke. And so karaoke Wednesday, mind you, I suck at singing. I hate singing. Just to be like the face of karaoke and like have something fun in the community, and I would get to promote like my online persona, like Cutthroat Gamer. It wasn't just the karaoke, it was Cutthroat Gamer. It was like this person that I get to do. I was excited for that, but the person who like got paid at McLeod's, like our tech guy, who was garbage, dude. And so anytime I tried to call him for help, it was like nothing. I would get no answer. But like, instead of it being simple and me just like hooking up my computer and using wireless microphones, like, no, it had to be complicated with this stupid mixer and like this, that, and the other, and like that. It's just frustrating, dude. And then when you can't figure it out, it's embarrassing. It sucks. It's annoying. The owner of the building is pissed because I can't figure it out. And I'm like, you know what? Me coming in off the clock doing this, like, I'm sick of it. Why the am I doing this? I was never considered for that management position. And it's like, you don't think that I don't know, it's weird, but it's like, I loved working in a restaurant. I loved working in McLeod's. Like, I did think it was a cool company, but I don't see progress like in the rest of my life with it. Even if I didn't leave, like, what, I'm gonna be a server in 5 more years. 5 more years of my life I'm investing into this company, and then what? I'm still at the same position, being a server, being upset that other people are getting promoted, or like not below me as a person, but below me as the amount of time invested. You know, it is so crazy. And my mom, so when COVID happened, Every restaurant shut down. It's so funny because I didn't want to make McLeod's their own video, and then now look, I'm here ranting about McLeod's. But so COVID, all restaurants shut down. I was at McLeod's, and so we, it was just one day of work, and it was bingo. I'll never forget. It was bingo, going through, handing out people's cards, and they're like, oh my God, like, what are you gonna do? I was like, what are you talking about? And then they like pulled up their phone, and it was the fact that restaurants were shutting down because of COVID. And it was just like, and it's so funny, and like not a lot of people, and it's like, it was his building-ish, like he was renting it out, so it was whatever. But it was so funny because I remember I used to smoke cigarettes then, and then the owner of McLeod's, he doesn't smoke or anything, but when that happened, and it was our last day, we had to shut down, and Andy is a workaholic. And so when we had to shut down, we were just like brainstorming on what the we're gonna do. It was me, Bree, Jocelyn, and Andy. And this was at the old building, and we were just like, just talking about, what we're gonna do and what the possibilities are. And the building McLeod's is at now, it was just a thought then. It was just like, like, oh, what do you think about this building? And I had worked in that building when it was Arena. So he's asking my opinion, but I will never forget, he was stressed. And so he was like, can I have a cigarette? And he smoked it in the building. No forgive it, he smoked it in the building. But when COVID happened, he had a dream of the new building, which the new building is there. It's great, it's thriving. It was just a thought then. And so my mom was trying to get me to go to California to go visit, because it's like, okay, well, what else? You're on unemployment. It's not like you can work, like you might as well just come down to Cali and hang out with your family. I told them no. I told my mom no, because we were working on this new building and I couldn't leave. And I beat myself up every day because I didn't go. Because after all of that time, after all of I'm not going to cry. I beat myself up because I didn't go, because even management had left on a vacation when COVID happened. I didn't. I stayed so that I can help with the to-go services, and I stayed to help with the new building when that was a thing. And it is so, I feel stupid to do all of that, to make all those sacrifices. There's so many things in that new building where it was just like, I remember the countless hours of where it felt like this moment was never gonna come. This restaurant was never going to open. It was really frustrating. And so to feel like after all of that time to not be valued, I can't pinpoint it on one thing. There are so many factors of it. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect by any means. What I am saying is that I felt like I was supposed to be valued more for somewhere that I would tell people that I've written a blood contract and I would never leave. I have it in my head that I will never work in another restaurant again, because it feels like it would be betrayal. That in my heart and in my mind, that's how I feel. I will never work in another restaurant. Not because I'm above it, I would. If I could work a job 2 days out of the week, that is the way it was supposed to go with McLeod's. I was supposed to have my full-time job, and then 2 days out of the week, I work at McLeod's and I make money, but it just couldn't. It had to be all or nothing. And that's what's frustrating. It's like, okay, you guys, you can't just have me come in, 2 days. It has to be this day, this day, this day, this day. You know what I mean? Burn yourself out, because we like the way that you move in the building. It sucks that it got to that, I told myself that I wasn't going. It's funny, I just tried to film this video 2 times before, and I tried to do a makeup get ready with me, and it just was not good. I don't know, it just was not it. And then I tried to start this video off a story time about blah blah blah, and then it just went to this. So now we're here. I don't have any bad blood with anyone that actually matters at McLeod's. I don't have bad blood. There are some employees, they suck, and I don't care if I ever hear from them again. It's in any industry though. I mean, I do understand why it hurt me as much as it did. It felt like family. It felt like I was working at this job for a reason. Felt like I was investing this time for a reason. You have to push it away for the benefit of you. I feel like they just wanted me to be stagnant and comfortable and content as a server there, and which is like, there's nothing wrong with that. Working as a server, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like when people invest time into something, you expect to get something in return. And not even just for me, but even for Caden. If he wanted something like that, you know, he should have been considered. And I don't even know, maybe he was, maybe they talked to him about it and I was just the only one that was out of the loop. They had said something about a lead server, but it was like a joke. You know, it was like a slap in the face, like, oh, like I'm getting the management position, but yeah, but you can get like lead server, nigga. Come on. I stopped being sad, which was nice. Like I cried a lot, and then now I'm not sad. It's more of a numbing feeling. I do wish the best. I think I needed to make this, again, this wasn't supposed to be the video that I wanted to make, but I needed to make it because I need to let it go, to throw it out there and to let it go, and to just be okay with the fact that I don't work for this company anymore, you know? I think I was so upset because I felt like I wasted my time, you know, especially during COVID when other management was going on vacation and doing this, that, and the other. And my mom had said like, oh, I'll buy your ticket, like come out. This was before I had Theodore, you know what I mean? I could have just gone and I didn't for the sake of McLeod's, and like, what has that got me? You know what I mean? So fuck McLeod. No, just kidding. I just don't want to be sad about it anymore. And so I think this is just like my video diary. I don't know if this video will see the light of day, but if it does, yeah, that's how I feel. I will never work in a restaurant ever again. I will never invest my time. But I feel like I will never work in a restaurant ever again because it would feel like betrayal. Because like there is something that like I miss about McLeod's. Like there is a moment in time where it really did feel like family. And I know that moment that I hold on to, it's stupid for me to hold on to that, but I do. So I won't work in another restaurant. I would rather do retail, like literally like super like part-time. If I do get a second job, like it would be something like that. Like I won't invest into another restaurant because I've already put all of my heart and blood, sweat, and tears into a restaurant, and I don't have any more to spare. So if you guys did like this video, this was such a twist. Like took such a turn, girl, because I knew this video needed to be made. I just didn't expect to film it like right now. So if you guys did like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below. Subscribe if you're already here. If you are someone from McLeod's that is watching here, no, I'm just kidding. If you are someone that is watching and supporting me from McLeod's, thank you. And if you're here to not support and just talk, thank you. Because I mean, regardless, it's getting a view from you. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget, stay cutthroat. All right, bye guys. I just